themartialman.com.
We're going to talk about the third form of Wumei, which is the thunder fist, okay? Or Lui Quan. Okay, it is different from the other forms because this is the only form that involves fist, because all the other forms are open-handed techniques, palms, and finger strikes. But this is the only one that involves a fist. And it is not a conventional punch in that sense. It's more of this back fist, downward back fist, okay, which we call a lui, yeah, thunder, okay? Yes. And in order to generate power from this, you see, to most people, this is a relatively weak hand, right? Because I'm only depending on my triceps here to generate power. And how much power can I generate like this, Whereas with this, I've got the shoulder and my abs and my whatever backing me and my waist backing me. With this, you can't. Okay? So that's why you have to use the internal engine to generate power. And like I said, there are 4 strings at the back. So basically, you wind up the 4 strings and you release them one by one. So in the thunder, the difficulty, I can barely do it, is when you do the lui, it's not 1 strike, it's 4 strikes, because as you release each string, it goes, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So in the one movement from the top to the bottom, there's 4 strikes in there.
There's 4 strikes in there. See? So maybe I can demonstrate a bit. So if you put your hand up like this, right? Yeah, and hang. So if I use strength, like I said, just using the triceps, there's no way I'm going to get your arm down, right?
Yes.
So again, I wind up the string. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow.
Right? Yes. You feel the heaviness of that?
Yeah, the power keeps coming each time.
Yeah. Pum, 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 pum. Yeah. Right?
Yes.
So it's not just a strike. And it's not just from here. It can't, because from here, I can do whatever. It's not going to go down.
Yes.
Right? It's just muscle. Right? So it is using the internals. Right? And technically also, when I strike, it's not necessary, although it goes down diagonally. And the way it's been explained to me, the strike would go temple, here, chest, ribs, solar plexus, spleen.
So 4 different targets?
Yeah, 4 different targets on the back, on the way down. That's how it's supposed to work at the highest level. Okay, like I said, I'm just about at the beginner level.
Yes.
But basically, that's how lethal it is, you see, right? And you can see the power comes one after another. It's like waves, you see.
Yes.
And it's very hard to stop it. And not necessarily it goes down, because technically I want it to go that way. So if again you put the power there, right? I'm directing it at the melee. So although he's in a strong bow stance, right? This is very strong. And I'm not gonna go him, right? So I wind up, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, you're going down. So that's why it's like lightning. It goes bang, and you will go down.
Yes.
If I release all the power at one shot.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and this is a blow which is very hard to block. The form is, I do this to receive, and then it winds this up, and it strikes. Okay, it doesn't wind up from here. It's just next to the face. So receive, it goes. All right. Yeah, so that's what I do. I receive, and see, this just smashes down. It doesn't care. You can try and block, this will still go through. See? Wow. Yeah, it still go down.
It feels like the more power that I put in to stop you,
yeah,
the more
it goes back into it goes back into your body.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So in a real application, it won't be going straight down. It will be going that way.
Into the person to strike.
Yeah, into the person, the face, the chest, and down.
Yes.
Yeah. So the first is very soft, you see? It's just soft. And then bang, the thunder will hit.
Yes.
So that's what the form is. Right? Yeah. Number 4 is cloud hands, you see. And cloud hands is also what we call needle in a cotton. And why we call it needle in cotton is how the hands move, you see. You're twiddling your fingers and you keep the E on your forefinger. So this is like cotton. It's soft like cotton. So when you touch it's like you're feeling or threading cotton. See? But when you project the E, then this comes out, this becomes very forceful. See? Either this way, it could be down, it could be up, and it could be up, right? So the form itself starts off with, I just do a few simple movements. One of the sequence of movements which is repeated, which means it's important, is you do this, right? 1, right? 3 times. Then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? That's it. So this is like the swirling of the clouds, you see? Right? Yeah. So you may wonder, what is this all about, right? It looks so soft and, you know, mild. It can't be very useful.
Yes.
That is precisely the contradiction there. I guess the you know, how do you call it? The difference in what you see and what you feel. You see? So it uses a lot of E. This focuses E. So when you throw a punch, I've already taken you, right? You feel nothing there. You see, and how it attacks is, I just turn. It's here already.
So now that you're striking with the finger,
yes,
the finger strike.
It's the finger strike, and it's not only just the finger, it's my E and Jing will be there. I'm not going to poke it because I'm going to hurt you, but let's say do it here.
Yes.
It'll be this.
Okay.
Right into your neck, right?
Yes.
And then the next strike, here. Right?
So now you're striking with
Yeah,
the base
the
of
heel
hand.
palm, yes. Yeah, right? So it strikes with this, again with the knuckle, the wrist, and with the heel palm. And this could be this way, or this way. Yeah.
Can you explain what you did when you made contact with the block? Because as soon as you made contact, there was a very light touch here, but I was being pulled in this direction.
Because, you see, this is exactly like cloud. It's like the clouds moving in the sky. It's constantly flowing. So when I do the cloud hands, my strings are moving, okay? They're actually twisting, right? And it's in a constant flux of motion, you see? So even though I'm standing still, the inside is already moving. So once your hand comes,
Yeah.
right? I'm just transferring that flux that is moving in here, the E, out to there. So if I were to continue the motion, see, here, or here, right? It'll be there. There's, again, it doesn't give you much options to defend, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And if I do defend, it's too late.
Yeah, it's already so close there, see? And even if this doesn't go in, this, right, will be boom, yeah, right, and tum, tum, right, and this will be here, here again, right. So a lot of that's very close. It's threading the needle, right? Because once you come in, you see here, is there already, right? So you press on this one, it opens. See, you already take your balance, right?
Yes.
Then this would go in and strike, and strike. This could be a temple strike, and this will be here, right? Yeah. So again, you see, it's all this. Can you do anything on the arm?
No, nothing at all.
Yeah, your balance is taken, you
Yes.
see. Yeah. And do you feel any force?
There's no force at the contact point again.
No force.
All I can feel is my body is being spun around and being moved in different directions, but
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like the force is here in my arm.
That's right. But what do you feel at the tip of the needle?
The tip of the needle, you can feel that there's something there. You feel danger. Like
Yeah,
there's something-
it's threatening,
it's a
right?
threat.
Yeah, it's a threat, you see. So that is basically, so it is like the cloud. So when you touch, see, even I'm here, see, what I did is I just receive. So once I spin, I'm out. See, he's moving. I'm not doing anything. Again, not much force there, right?
Nothing here.
So I turn. Now, you see, it's here, right? And this is here already, right? This could be, yeah, right? So we're doing with that now. You see, here, and all this is there, right? Yeah. So again, it's very soft, you see?
Yes.
And because it's soft, you don't know what you're fighting against, right? If I were to use force here, yeah, see, I would go. I would go.
There's something there for me to latch onto.
Yeah, there's something for you to fight, right?
Yeah.
In this case, there's nothing to fight.
No.
See, there's nothing to fight. So if you, I'm controlling here, but you try to lever this, it's nothing.
No.
No, I'm going in again. Yeah,
It's very difficult to fight against. Very difficult.
yeah. So that's why it's like cloud. You can't grasp the clouds. That's basically what this is all about, you see? You know, you can't grasp it. There's nothing there for you to grasp.
Yes.
So that is the difficulty of this particular form, you know, the needle and the cotton, or the cloud hands, because you really have to be sung to offer nothing. So even if I put my hands out here, if you try to grab hold of my hands, right? It's nothing, see? No?
Yes.
Right? No, see? Right? Yeah. But did I use any force?
No, not at all.
Because if I use strength, you would have counted me.
Yes.
Right? You have got Jiu-Jitsu background, you got Tai Chi background, right? Yeah, and Wing Chun background, you would have easily counted. But because I give you nothing, so you grab, see? If I do this, yeah, you know what to do, and even my stance is moving. But once I engage my needle, is that? And all I did was, yeah. Okay, we're now going to talk about the last form in Wumei, which is called rain. Now, before I go into that, I'd like to point out that each of the forms in Wumei is progressive. That's why we put the soft wind palm as form number 1, because it is the technically easiest to learn, really. But as each form, as you go up each form to number 1, number 2, that means wind, thunder, cloud, each form gets progressively more difficult and more sophisticated and more refined, really. So you have to learn from 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, really. You can't straight away jump to, let's say, 3 or 5 and say, wow, that's the greatest form, the best form, most powerful form, I want to learn that. Ain't gonna happen. Okay, you will never be able to get it. You can learn the movements, but you will never, and the forms are so simple, right? It's not the movements, it's the internals that make a big difference, you see. So you have to develop the internals from a foundation level progressively upwards, you see. You can't make a big leap like that, it's not gonna work. Okay, now let's talk about rain. If you think of the needle and the cotton, yeah, the 4th form, as learning how to focus the E on one finger. In rain, what you're doing is you're focusing the E on all 5 fingers, right? And you're learning how to move the E on the 5 fingers and move it in such a way is it feels like falling rain, it's like rain falling, okay? So it's very much E based again, and what you do with it is that once you have all the E moving, you'll feel the energy sort of running down, So if you touch my hand that way, right? So if I do this, if I focus the E, you can feel, yeah, this thing doing there, right? But what happens when I do like rain? What do you feel? Right?
It's pulling me down, actually.
Yeah, but you see, this is like going like that, right? Yeah, and you feel, see?
Yeah, it feels like now my body is sinking.
Yeah, because I'm sort of washed away in that sense, your support,
Yes.
Yeah, then you sink, yeah. Similarly, I can direct it up,
It feels like all the tendons in your arm are working independently.
Yes, they are
almost like piano strings.
That's right, and they're going, yeah, that's the whole idea. That's the idea of rain, yeah. And it takes a lot of training to activate. You will activate that. You have to be a certain amount of song, yet a certain amount of tension, and of course the E has to be there, the focus of the E, and at the fingers, right? So once you have that, let's say you throw a very strong punch, I receive it, and by doing that, you see,
yes,
your structure is going, right? Of course, you say, the detractors will say, what are you doing with the second hand?
No, you can't throw this hand.
Yeah, you can't, because your whole structure is gone, and even if you can move it, there's no power in it, right?
Yes, that's
and
right.
I still have the other hand waiting.
But this touch feels very different to the other one that you showed earlier.
Yes.
This one, there seems to be more movement happening in my body, almost like you said, like rain.
Yeah, it's like
It's
rain.
constantly moving through my body.
That's right, yeah. So in application, when you come, see, boom,
Yeah.
you're down already, right?
It sinks my whole body.
Yeah, it just sinks. And I'm not using any muscle, right?
No, not
Force,
at all.
right? Yeah. Because if I do, if I do this, yeah, you can just flip me over. Yeah, I'll go, right? And then that strike will come.
Sure.
Yeah. But when I touch,
Yes.
yeah, it's going down, yeah. Or it could be sideways. So when you hit, right? Right? So I'm waiting for the hand, but you can't move that. Assuming you move that,
You can't.
Yeah.
Even if I move the arm, it feels like there's no power there.
yeah,
Anyway, you've taken away
I'm
all
ready
power.
to take that, you see. Yeah. So Wumei has a very good control of space. So once I put my hand out there, for example, here, it's controlling that space. He can't touch me. My hand is free, but he can't do much with the hand. Let's say he tries to grab my hand, see, right? And you grab, see, when he pulls, I'm just feeding the energy back here. So he ends up pulling himself.
Yeah, trapping my own body here.
Yeah, all right? And I'm free to take his leg, attack, right? Is there. So this control of space is, to me, one of the neat thing about Wumei.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, usually we see this movement a lot where people will use a lap style and they can pull the arm out. But
no, you can't. Because
cannot move it.
you see, once you pull that, I'm not fighting. If I do this, see, I'm fighting him, you see. But once he does this, I feed the energy back into this arm. So he's pulling himself.
Yeah.
You see? Yes. The harder you pull, the harder, you're fighting yourself.
Back into my own body.
Yeah. That's the whole idea, right? And that's what the soft arts is all about, you know. I can't be using strength against a bigger guy than me, right? Yeah, you know, the same thing, right? Yeah, right. So yeah, like you say, typically they do a lap sao and go into a lock or a counter strike, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So typically Wumei is once they strike, they already want to take. You see, it's here, right? I'm controlling, right? Now I can let go of this one because even if he strikes with that one, now I've got two arms. Yeah, it's up to me, right? So the ability to move in such a way to control the space is, I think, one of the cool things I like about Wumei, yeah.
Yes.
And it does it without strength, so that the opponent has nothing to fight against. You see, if I use strength, let's say you do that punch, and I do this, right? I'm very heavy here. Right, you can just push forward, or come. Yeah, you can come in. You see?
Yep.
So yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. But I'm here. This is light. See, I'm already pulling in forward, and this is striking, right? And this is just touching with the fingers. There's nothing to fight.
No, I can't even let go and run around.
Yeah, because you run, this will go in, right? Yeah, you can't even let go.
And I can't exert any power this way. It's only onto my toes.
Yeah, that's right. So whatever power you exert goes back to yourself. Really.
Yes.
Yeah.
It seems to be worse for me. The more I add, the worse it gets.
That's right. So that is what soft power is all about. Yeah.
TheMarshallMan.com